Hulk on out!
Who else is in here?
Just us monsters. Lucky for Banner I showed up, because he'd be a smoldering pile of ashes by now.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose, I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. Incredible Hulk, number 345. This is essentially Todd McFarlane's last issue of Hulk. He does the layouts for the next one with Eric Larson, but this is essentially, like I said, his last issue. He will do a and I've already covered it, Amazing Spider-Man 328, I think, that features Hulk. So and that was completely McFarlaneized. So all right. By the way, this is from 1988. So all right. So we have this little town here called Middleton. It's a dying town, it lets us know here. Look at this dwindling population. Most towns of 5,000 people don't have even buildings this big. Most of the people would work elsewhere. So, all right, this is a minister kind of giving, we'll say a priest giving his mass here. So, and so he's preaching here, and after he's done, he's alone with his thoughts here. And he says, or he thinks here, they all sit there so politely and smile, and there are fewer and fewer every day. They don't need a pastor here. They need St. Jude, the patron saint of lost causes. His phone rings here, and he introduces himself. Father McCall here. May I help you? Oh, Vicar, it's good to hear from you. What? Financial irregularities, you say? Why, yes, of course. An accountant may just be what we need to straighten things out. So, end of the week, yes, I'm looking forward to it. So, hey, money disappearing, hey, that's nothing new. So, all right. And so here we are. It says here elsewhere. So we're kind of going, I think, through the life of this little town here. And so it looks like we have a husband and wife here. The husband's waking up the wife. She is a public prosecutor, and she says here, "Oh, Vic, I'm sick of this. I feel so hemmed. I'm tired of defending crummy people over crummy things." And he says, "That's life in Middletown." Yeah, well, maybe it's time we got out of this dying town, she says here. So here we have another one here. So what Peter David is giving us is a little exposition of the stuff here, of people just kind of living their lives in this small town. This girl here, I can't stand it. You guys don't trust me, like, at all. I'm trapped around here. And so it looks like we have mother and father or grandparents. They are drawn kind of old. So, and here we go. Kind of Peter David, or just like I said, exposition here. So, and here's the leader here. He's got some kind, we'll call it like a tablet, using today's terms here. And he's like, leader, old man, you outdone yourself. Banner and company, the entire town, they'll be running around like mice in a maze while you've had your time to plan everything in leisure. And just think, your mother wanted you to be a plumber. And so he presses a button and it says newspaper. So perhaps related to all this stuff here. And so we got our title, closing curtain. And we've got Rick Jones with oh my gosh, I forgot his name, but it'll come to me. Clay Quartermain. And I love this cartooniness that Todd McFarlane does. He, as you can tell, is the penciler but not the inker. And here we are. In fact, he's just doing breakdowns here. By this time, he was already doing a Spider-Man. If I remember correctly, Amazing Spider-Man 302, which, by the way, I have a playlist and I have covered, had already come out during this time. So Todd was doing two things. So Peter David actually wanted him to stay till issue 350, but he just couldn't, and then had a big falling out with Peter David. So, all right, here. And this is being narrated here. And Bruce Banner is narrating here. So he says here, I rarely allow myself to smile or show any real happiness because however illogical it sounds, it always seems that disaster hits whenever things go well for me. My mother would have said it's tempting the evil eye. Nevertheless, at Rick's expression, I actually laugh. The next instant, Clay slams the van to a halt, and we all tumble heels over our heads. And you can see here Clay pulling out his gun. What happened? What is it? What? And Banner continues here. If I weren't such a rational person, I would have learned not to tempt fate by now. From my new appropriate vantage point, I repeat, a baby. And Clay says, a baby, that's great, really great. I'm happy for you guys. Rick, if you ever shout like that again and we're not under attack, I'll run you over. And Banner continues narrating here. I can't help but notice that Betty looks less than pleased about the pregnancy. I want to ask why, but I'm afraid of the answer, so instead I smile like a fool while Rick babbles about names. And so Clay says, hey, quiet down a moment. I just heard something on the radio. So they all are shocked by what they hear. Look at Bruce, goodness gracious. Oh, the Todd McFarlane is awesome. I wish, and I say this all the time, I really wish he would draw more. Unfortunately, I'm a capitalist. I'm all for people making their money. But, dude, enough is enough. Leave somebody else to do the toy company and go back to drawing, for the love of God. So, the radio says the identity of the thieves is still unknown, and as security lid has been clamped down on the Yuma military base. What is known, although officials continue to deny it, is that the target of the raid was a gamma ray bomb, the devastating weapon that was responsible for the creation some years ago of the Incredible Hulk. So, of course, everyone is like, that's not good. So, all right, so I'm not going to read some of these things here. Again, it's just people living their lives in Middleton. And this guy says, the radio's gone dead. Again, love how McFarlane does these little vertical panels. McFarlane and, oh my goodness, Frank Miller are the masters of vertical panels. And here the leader laughs, and here in his tablet again, or is that in the computer? It's got radio. So, all right. And so Hulk continues narrating, or Bruce here. Power has always frightened me, ever since I saw how my father hideously abused the power he had over Mother and me. Others, however, revel in it. Clay, for example, confidently uses his magic shield ID on the assumption that the soldiers won't be aware of his renegade status. And so here you can see Clay pulling the ID. A correct assumption. We stare in horror out of the windshield. The devastation is beyond belief. What happened here? And so, hard to believe the military wouldn't be knowing what, when there's an officer from S.H.I.E.L.D. down here. So, and this general, I will assume it's a general. We got our butts kicked in we got our butts kicked is what happened. I'm glad S.H.I.E.L.D's taking an interest in this, although frankly, I wish we'd met under less inglorious circumstances. And Clay says, "Can you show me around, General Klassen? If I have to, I have to." And so they're showing him here. So this is what is from last issue. I have a Hulk playlist from Rock and Redeemer. So Banner continues narrating. "If I didn't know better, I'd think the Hulk was responsible. The door ripped away like tissue paper, and inside is a sight that makes the nightmare of my life until now seem like a light daydream. General, can you describe the attackers? Better, I got tapes. Bruce, you okay? Bruce. Of course, he's looking at all the bombs. So, and of course, we got Rock and Redeemer. So, which they of course know as Saunders and Larroquette. And so, so they're wondering what happened to them, and now all of a sudden we've got this Hulkish creature here, and we'll see later on that it's a fake Hulk. It's a robot here, and what they're doing is training. And Rock says, "I'm getting tired of these stupid games. I don't want to rip up practice house. I want to try myself against the real thing." And the leader says, "Patience, Rock. The Hulk should be here within hours. Just sit tight. All is going as planned," he says. So, yeah, what's making me nervous is babysitting this gamma bomb, says Saunders, or Redeemer. And the leader says, "Don't worry, Redeemer. You won't be there when it goes off." "One thing, leader," says Rock. "After we've killed the Hulk, is that when you disconnect me from this getup? I don't want to spend the rest of my life in a floating rock shell." "Oh, you won't, Rock. You have my word on it." And of course now he's got to think this is lie to Rock and Redeemer. So, all right. And an open panel here. "I'm having trouble grasping the reality of it. Hundreds of gamma bombs, all from my design. The potential destruction. Good Lord, what could I have been thinking when I first created it? Could it be that there was some small Hulkish part of me urging me on even before the accident, that the Hulk wasn't created by the blast so much as unshackled?" So Peter David's really going to explore all this during his run. We're still in the beginning of his run. This dude is going to be around for a long time here. And so Clay says, "Our best move is obvious. Wait until dark and then have the Hulk go in and trash all the remaining bombs." And then he thinks that, sorry, I was just going to tell you what it is. It's just sometimes easier to read it because it basically takes as long. So, Clay thinks here comes the Bruce speech, where he gets all stubborn because I suggested using brute strength in general and the Hulk in particular to solve the problem. And to his surprise, Bruce actually says, yes, you're right, Clay. They must be destroyed." So he is actually agreeing with him. And so, the radio now, we got the leader's voice coming on. And look at everybody here. "Hello, we'll return to our easy listening station after a few words from the leader." "Yes, the leader, Dr. Banner. By this time, you've discovered the Yuma-based destruction. So sue me. The bomb, in case you're wondering, is currently situated in a small city called Middleton, about an 8-hour drive from your present position, less if you exceed 55. The speed limit back then was 55. It's set to detonate at 10 p.m. You have that long to get there. Find the bomb and dispose of it before the fabric of that little community is permanently destroyed." So, and Rick says he's buffling. He wants to distract us. "We got to stay here so the Hulk can destroy those bombs." And Clay's like, "Absolutely. What kind of a fool does he take us for?" And I love this done in the screen tones here. And Bruce says, "I'll tell you what kind of a fool. We're not. The kind that takes risks with people's lives at stakes. Clay, find a place on a map that gets us there before it's too late. Don't sit there staring. Move, he says. And so off they go. Very cartoony. Love this. So now we go kind of back to some of the stuff that is happening. We're just kind of moving because this is just stuff here. So we can see that girl. This is like her boyfriend here, and he's just like, let's blow this town. I'll swim by tonight at 10 and sneak out back, and off we go. And she's like, you mean it? Oh, Lou. So they're going to leave at the same time, the bomb. And so the priest here watching this, Mrs. Harrison, this is Mr. Fishbean, the principal. I thought you should know. Oh, this is somebody else, not the priest here. So this must be the mom or something kissing him. So, and here comes a door-to-door encyclopedia person who back in the day, and so she closes at him, and this guy's also like, man, I'm leaving this town too. So, all right. And so we're in court, and this lady's like trying to defend this guy, and finally she's like, this guy's guilty. And of course, that's contempt of court, so she ends up going into jail. And the minister here is praying because, of course, he's the one that stole the money. So he's like, about some guidance. I love this panel here, by the way. It's very cool. And so they're like I said, they're kind of heading that way, and these are the people kind of working construction. So, all right. And here comes the leader and pressing the button here. So, and here comes Shield, or Clay, Bruce, Rick, and Betty, and they're like, Mr. Mayor, we're with Shield. You have to evacuate Middleton. There's a bomb of major proportions in this city, and we can't guarantee your safety. They're like, is this a gag? I'm supposed to evacuate a town and say so strangers in blue jumpsuits. I told her we're Shield, a secret organization. She's like, I never heard of you. See, that proves we're a secret. Where's this bomb from? And he says, a raid at Yuma Army Base. A raid, odd. It's not in the paper. So, and again, they're looking at the back. So, and of course, nothing is working here. And they're like, he's calling it in, and they're like, you've never heard of Shield? Oh, you have? Disbanded years ago. And of course, Bruce knows what's up. So he grabs the phone. Leader, it's you, isn't it? Intercepting phone calls, jamming broadcasts, faking the paper. It's all you. And it is. So he's telling Bruce, you better get out of town before you're belted by gamma rays. And so the mayor has them leave. So, and so they're going to go and search for it here. Again, we have a little bit of stuff. And the leader says, amazing what one can do with computer-generated images, and my creations don't even stutter. So he's telling people, real quick, because I'll make a comment on that. Repeating the special bullet, citizens of Middleton are warned that unauthorized vehicle is trying to incite riot. Ignore all evacuation announcements this vehicle is making. So it is amazing how in 1988, and looking at now at social media and all the misinformation, goodness gracious. And this is funny because now we use AI, and essentially he's doing computer generated images. It is insane how accurate this is in hindsight here. And so the leader says here, of course, a small percentage of easily panicked people may run. 1, perhaps 2%, nothing I haven't allowed for. So, all right. And so we continue here. Finally, it's nighttime, and the Hulk Look at this great transformation here. And so the Hulk busts out. And so look at that. If only Todd wasn't so rushed, this would have been, because this is a double-sized issue. Just how wonderful would this have been? So, and Hulk says, "Cute, everyone in the van now," and he picks it up, and he is going to probably take the van far away. And look at that, to make sure they don't follow him, he breaks the wheels. He's going, it's kind of funny, the Hulk does care, and off they go. So he's going to leave them here. And Clay says he's going to contact S.H.I.E.L.D., and Betty says, "Clay, you can't, you're a fugitive." And Clay says, "The leader's taking nothing for granted. I can't either. Bottom line is, the leader has a gamma bomb and people's lives are at stake. We can't risk it." So Betty's like, "But when those policemen report they saw the Hulk, won't that get them to evacuate?" And they're like, "He was gray." And it's like, So, nope, it's you're going to see here. And so we're just going to kind of move along here. And Hulk gets here and it says, "Play me, Hulk." So he presses it. "I have noticed that so many called villains feel constrained to lay out their plans just before the..." And of course, this is what the leader has been doing. This recording, we've seen the leader make this recording here. And of course, Hulk recognizes the leader. And so again, we see all these different people here. The guy selling the encyclopedias, the girl, the minister, the lawyer, all these things here. And if you look at this art, I know, but you know, it is what it is. He left layouts, and it looks like the guy that did the finishes didn't actually draw. He actually, it looks like he inked the layouts, and that is terrible. They should have gotten a better inker that would have finished this. It would have looked a lot better here. So here we go. Rock and Redeemer are gonna fight the Hulk. So here we go. The Hulk is obviously not scared of him. So I like this. This could be redrawn really well. So, and of course, there's nothing that they can do here except wait. I like that it's not a full moon. So, great panel here. Great drawing here, even if it is not up to par. Like I said, Todd's just doing the breakdowns here. And look at Redeemer shooting the Hulk, but that doesn't work. Look at this. That Hulk grabs his arm, breaking it. Oh, you can just see the pain in his. And so they're like, "What's the bomb?" And he's like, "Rock, help me. He can't hear you." So here we go. And look at this. So he gets the spikes and starts to roll around like a top. And so Hulk takes Redeemer and love the guts here, and just puts it in there kind of in between. So he kills his own partner here. Look at this. You know what, Rock? I think you killed him. A mistake. Almost as big as, and love this little vertical panel here. Just, as hovering there long enough for me to get my hands on you. So Hulk. And so look at this. Good stuff, good stuff. But the Hulk is not going to be deterred. Look at this. Even you can see in Rock's face. Look at that. Oh, that's awesome. And Hulk is like, "Did it hurt? You got some sort of mental link with that rocky hide? Wow, that must have been like ripping off your own arm." And look at that. He does. I just let you lie there. Okay, I could just let you lie there, not hurt you anymore. That would be the human thing to do. But I'm inhuman. You said so yourself, remember? Or maybe I need to jog your memory. And he grabs it. Look at this. Is it coming back to you? Is it? And so we hear, "That's quite enough, Hulk." And it's the leader here. "When I saw you dismantling my creations, I knew I had to reluctantly transport myself to intercede." Um, and Hulk is like, "At last." And the leader says, "Quite. This, by the way, is the bomb you've been seeking. Over 2.5 hours left until detonation. I, of course, will be long gone." And look at him. He is either making himself big or small. "And you will long be dead." And maybe I haven't read these in forever. Maybe he shrunk the Hulk. No. Okay, he says here, "Okay, fine. Grow as big as the house. Grow as big as the planet. You're still dying today." So, look at that. Just smacks him here. And the Hulk is like, "You can't just toss me around." So, look at that. He's trying to crush him with his boot. Look at Hulk. Oh, and so he uses his concussion blaster by clapping his hands. And so the leader's now back to normal. And he's like, Hulk is like, "I was right. It was faked with a mind trick." So he was never big. But of course, here comes Rock from behind. And the bomb's about to detonate here. "Hulk, look behind you. Rock's heading your way." "Oh, right." Which of course he is. And look at that. We just see the shadow here. And the green blood. And look at Hulk. "I'll kill you." And so leader says, "I believe you would, but we must be going." And so they teleport away here. And so here comes the bomb. And so Hulk is trying to crawl his way to it to destroy it here. And of course, everybody here is waiting. Of course, we know the ending already. And so it looks like a shield has arrived here. And the Hulk continues to crawl there. Look at that. And he was almost going to make it, but there's a barrier now so that the bomb doesn't, and it's got engulfed the whole town. This guy can't get out. And he's like, "I did it. Look at that. Goodbye, Hulk." And it goes off. And look at this. Bruce, Betty. And then we get this beautiful double page spread to close out the issue. So, wonderful stuff. Hulk 345. Peter David and Todd McFarlane. Todd McFarlane basically concludes his run. Like I said, it's going to be another issue of breakdowns next. And then I believe Jeff Purvis will be the new ongoing artist, as Peter David will be staying. But this just looks awesome here. So, like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.